they are in perpetual fear of death. They literally smell it. They killed and must also be killed.
And the sentence for this kind of offense is that you shall be hanged till you die.
It's a horrifying experience.
The thing was so terrifying that I couldn't look at them for a while. I quickly entered into the cell because I knew that they had come for me.
A place meant for about 23 inmates now hosts over 150 inmates. No president wants to sign for them to be killed.
Personally, it's been against my conscience to take life, no matter what. Because if you like, I'm influenced religiously to know that it's only God that should take life.
But the gallows are still intact.
A weight must be put on you so that you are not you don't go through unnecessary pains. The first one, and then I think it ends.
Death row and the sad realities associated. I am Seth Kwame Boateng. Join me as I take you to the condemned block of the Nsawo medium security prisons to appreciate the thin line between freedom and death. A group of prisoners with their musical instruments playing and singing gospel songs. This is happening right inside the special block of the Nsawo medium security prisons, popularly known as the condemned block. Inmates here have been sentenced to death. They are to be executed, and that can happen even in the next minute. Probably this song is what will do the trick for them to forever shut the mind of the president from signing their death warrant. Death is all they see around them, so they resort to singing most of the time to take their minds off it.
Basically, with the condemned prisoners, we manage them. Basically, most of them come with issues of mental conditions. And we run clinics for them, especially for them. Usually we term them as a special block.
This is Dr. Lawrence Kofi Champong, a medical doctor in charge of the Nsawo medium security prisons. He attends to inmates battling depression and mental disorders because of their incarceration on a daily basis. He says these are worse among those condemned to death.
Some of them have subtle mental conditions such as depression. Some of them have certain conditions like bipolar affective disorders.
What does that mean?
That is it's a type of mental conditions where we have two poles in terms of both depression and manic episode at the extremes, which sometimes they feel depressed, sometimes they feel manic. So as at when each of the poles present, they might behave as such, and we manage them. There are some of them that comes also with clear conditions of schizophrenia. Some of them have sleep disorders as well, and some of them have pure anxiety disorders as well.
In Ghana, only the Nsawo medium security prisons has a condemned block, and the Director General of the Ghana Prison Service, Patrick Dakumisa, says the population here keeps increasing.
Currently, we have 152 male prisoners. Then the female section, we have 6. So in totality, we have 158 condemned prisoners in the country.
All these 158 prisoners were pronounced guilty of murder after their trial by courts of competent jurisdiction. As punishment for their crimes, they must also be killed. This is consistent with Article 3, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, which states that no person shall be deprived of his life intentionally except in the exercise of the sentence of a court in respect of a criminal offense under the laws of Ghana of which he has been convicted.
Every sane person is responsible and answerable for the natural and probable consequences of his actions. I mean, same person, anybody who has got his senses by himself, not a madman and the rest of them, or drunkard and things like that.
Meet former Supreme Court Judge Justice Stephen Alambrobe. He says the law applies this to the latter.
The same way you cause the loss of the life of the person who is dead, the society requires that you also suffer the same exit from life, so to speak, that we impose on the other party. Because, as I said, everybody is entitled to his life and liberty and a right to live. And you have no right to take away his life. So once the jurors find that you are guilty, society requires that the same way that you cause somebody to lose his life, you also have to lose your life.
So I'm moving to the special block where we have a number of inmates who are on death row. They don't know when they will be killed. Their anxiety levels are just too much. I understand some have exhibited so much remorse and they wish they could go home.
I am being accompanied by the Eastern Region Prisons Commander, Deputy Director of Prisons, Isaac Ejiri. He knocks on the fortified iron gate securing the condemned block, and it is opened. Life virtually ends here. Dreams are shattered immediately you are marched to this block. The scary sounds of death is all you hear ringing in your ears every second. Sadly, a greater percentage of these condemned prisoners are very young. Some are below 30 years. 23-year-old Abdul Halik Hamza is one of the prisoners. He can be killed through hanging anytime. I find him in a small makeshift mosque made for them in the condemned block. This is where Halik consoles himself anytime it dawns on him that he killed and he must also be killed. The Quran is his companion. Sadly, his journey into the condemned block started right after reading his Quran and offering his Maghrib prayers on 13 July 2013 in Tamale, the northern regional capital.
It was in a fasting season when we about to break our fasting, so I left with my friends to the Nyohani roundabout to get some food and break our fasting. When we got there, we met some other group there. So we sit with them, and we sat with them, and we were conversing. So after that, I was left with one of my friends to take some key password with him that he was changed in my computer. So I was there with the friend when I heard noise. The people were shouting there. Actually, when I came back, I asked what happened, what is going on here, and they said some guys came and said they are going to beat them. That is what I heard. So I was telling them to stop. They were shouting and they were all taking things. They were just fighting. So I was telling them to stop. Through stopping them, I take some stick, some wood, to see what I can do that to separate them so that everybody will move there. But being in this thing, through this separation, I hit one with the stick and he fell down.
It was not a normal fall. His victim, Abdul Kaniu, did not die immediately. He was quickly rushed to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and Halleck was immediately whisked away to the police station by a police patrol team who chanced on the incident. Abdul, unfortunately, did not survive. He died the next day.
That morning, one also came to me. One of my friends came to me and said, the person is okay. Now he's even talking. Lately, getting to around 10 or 9, when another person also came and told me that the person is normal. And that time, I've never met that thing before, and I've never think of it. So that time I made confused, because how can a human being lost in life through in your hands? So that time I was even confused. I was in the cells and they told me to eat, and I said, no, I can't eat. This is what is going on. And what is going on, that thing, I've never seen some before, so I can't live with it. And they told me I should be patient. This one, it is not my fault, but God knows why. That's what my friends in the cell told me. I thought it was just a dream. So when they come and announce this to me, in fact, I was...
Did you cry?
I cried a lot. And even 3 days self, I do not eat. 3 days. When they were brought food, my people brought food and said they are on it. And I said, not they are on it that I'm checking. What happened? What happened? What really happened? And that is what I'm thinking of. But not you are on it.
So what exactly happened to Abdul after he was hit with a stick? I have come to Tamale to find out more. In the Attorney General's office here in Tamale, I am handed a dossier of documents on Halleck, including his first charge sheet on 16 July 2013, his response and other statements from the investigators. Halleck admits in a statement to the police that indeed he hit his victim with a piece of wood. He, however, kept stressing the fact that it was not premeditated. I checked the next paper, and there is the autopsy report answering my question on why 27-year-old Abdul Kaniu died. The autopsy was done on 17 July 2013, 2 days after his death. The forensic pathologist with the Tamale Teaching Hospital, Dr. Edmond Dea Moni, states in his report that Abdul suffered severe head injury, massive scalp hematoma, that is a solid swelling of clotted blood with the tissues, and multiple skull fractures, as well as blunt trauma. Per the autopsy report, all these happened because of the piece of wood Abdul was hit with. Halleck got to know later that he was even related to his victim. He was a member of his extended family that he didn't know. The autopsy report paved the way for Halleck to be tried. The trial took 3 years. Halleck had high hopes he will escape any form of long custody because he had maintained over and again that he did not intentionally kill. On 11 July 2016, the opposite happened. Halleck's worst fear happened to him.
Court, they have a 7 people called juries. They have to go and gather the listing before the judge can pass his judgment. So I was in the box when the judge said they should go and vote. They went and voted and came back and said, this is the matter. And the judge too said, they said you are guilty of the offense. So me too, I agree with them. And he asked me that whether I have something to say, and I said no. because how it was come, because he said these people have agreed that I'm guilty of the offense, I have nothing to do again. And that time too, sir, that time, in fact, I was very aback. That time, when he just said, I sentence you to death, death sentence, condemned by hanging. What I was really feeling something different.
Like
I
what?
thought, I don't. That time I didn't even feel myself in the court.
There is a reason the jurors and the judge retired to their closets to consult, as happened in the case of Halleck, as former Supreme Court Judge Justice Stephen Alambrobe explains.
In murder cases, I was in the assizes for some years. In murder cases, the charges are prepared. They are prosecuted by the prosecutor. Usually murder cases are by lawyers or senior, very senior state attorneys or police officers. Evidence is led, and then at the end of the trial, the judge sums up the law and the evidence to the jurors. That is the difference. And then after summing up the law and the evidence to the jurors, they retire and consider whether the person is guilty or not guilty on the basis of the law and the evidence as summed up by the judge. Now, if they are unanimous that the person is guilty of murder, when they return to the courtroom and they announce the verdict of guilty of murder against the accused person, the judge has no option but just to say, then the sentence for death in this country by law is that you are to be killed or hanged, period. So it's the jurors who decide whether or not the person is guilty. And the judge merely pronounces what the jurors decide, and it goes on to impose sentence. The sentence is tied up with the conviction.
So the role the judge plays at this point is just announcing the decision of the jurors. Yet, when it goes bad or when the wrong judgment is given, most often, the judges are those who face the anger of the public.
It's not easy because sometimes if the jurors make a mistake, you can have, I had situations where the evidence was so overwhelming that I expected the jurors to come up with the verdict of guilty, and they came out with not guilty, and they reduced the crime and the offense to manslaughter. Now, in a situation like that, I go home with sleepless nights because I get worried that what has been done is wrong. But that's the law. I don't have any authority to change it. And if you change it, the state attorney goes on appeal, you will be ridiculed. I'm not going to do that. And if you change it, it will mean flying in the face of the law, which I'm not allowed to do. So, or the other way around, sometimes the jurors find the person guilty, and you know in your heart and mind that this man should not be found guilty. But they say he's guilty. Then you have to pronounce it. But, or the other way around, they say he's not guilty, and you know he's guilty. And then you just have to pronounce that he's not guilty.
Being on death row is depressing not only for the people condemned to die, but also for the hundreds of relatives and friends who care about them.
I was thinking they said he's not guilty. Before we could hear that he's guilty, I even fell down, and then my brother took me out. And I said, we don't know that this will come.
Why did you fall?
Well, during that time, I thought they will come out without guilty.
This is Halleck's father, Al-Hassan Masahudu. I managed to establish contact with him. He works at a small block manufacturing house here in Tamale. Mr. Masahudu says he is the saddest father on earth today. He still cannot believe his son could be killed anytime.
We know really that if they are asked to be killed, he will be among them. because he was predicted to be killed. So we know he will be killed.
Where is his mother?
He's in the house. He's in the house.
Halik's family is spending fortunes to hire good lawyers as they appeal the death sentence. His father wishes the president can do something about Halik's case.
I'll tell the president that for the sake of Almighty God, should help him to also help us for our child to be released to us so that we know how to take care of him, and then he also end up with his living very well.
So Nana should pardon your son?
We pray to him to pardon him. We pray to him to pardon him for us, because this is not his habit.
Back at the Nsawo medium security prisons, there are only 6 females out of the 158 prisoners on death row. Interestingly, some of the inmates here are very young. Among them, 20-year-old Zelia Suleimana. She has been here for almost a year, living at the female side of the condemned block. Zelia is struggling to accept that this will be her home forever, unless she is lucky to be granted a presidential pardon. Zelia stabbed and killed her friend, 22-year-old Radia Aminu, in a fight.
Me wo dwom na nipa koro frɛ me sɛ membra na opese me ne bonkom nti me kɔe no na odi ntakwa no hyia me odi ntakwa no nso bae no so na ofrɛ me no na ofra ntoma nti okɔ den bae no wasisa no ho na ɔhyɛ tra ana odi sikan de hyɛ na ha nti me bisa ne sɛ eden na odi hyɛ na ha no me ne gina ha no no wan yesa ade nti na okɔ eden bae na odi ne sɛ eyesi ana ɔka kyerɛ me sɛ ɔka kyerɛ me ana ma yɛ den ɔhɔ na kasakasa bae na ɛhyɛ ase ayeku ana odi sikan ede wo mechi nti odi bi wo me ha se ana odi bi wo me nsante ma ase nti odi wo me nti me kɔ mechi na me hu sɛ okura sikan nti me yesi na ambeji sikan ana ebi wo me ha se nti me so me bɔ modin ji sikan na me so me de wo
Hwana wui.
Mpacho debe. Omo be patai, omo nkonfo bae no. Me de du wo no wie me tu sukan no twine ye nti. Omo patai no ana nkonfo bae ana omo ma no kofre ne papa bae. Ana omo de anyina ko hospital de be twine no wu.
This sad incident happened on 11th April 2014. So the next day, her friend died. Holding a copy of her statement to the police, Zelia stated in it that it wasn't her intention to kill her friend. The autopsy report on Radia shows that she was stabbed in her left side of her upper rib, and it was so deep that it pierced through to the other organs, leading to her death. Zelia wished she had walked away quietly when her friend started the fight. She has regretted her action.
Baby, I want to and I didn't swear them because a banker said, I'm going them before. Naya make up.
And I am watching you know. Until we walk out to her, Jack, no, a car said. I was said to condemn me. The one I did now, yeah.
I mean, I had to say a mumu atomisu nti okasa chireme man kasa ana me frada kan ma meba ana okache me se me njina ho metima de 1 month abaye happy ana me ka che ne se you ana me dana se na me kwete na se nti meti ho saa din na court no pon na ode me ba ya nti sana ma ye din firi court no ho no de me ba ya de sana meti
By own casa. Now obusia for way no ada no more court.
Do wo court no onu na no buofu.
Say no so opese e yo dey.
Opese o mun kume no no so ngina ono hye.
Into hu no court.
Mpacha
no oka dey.
Na no buofu na okasa kasa nti police fo ne pam no ma no court. Na sa atam na megina daka no.
The culprits are not the only people who face such abuses as Zelia encountered. Justice Stephen Alambrobe says judges too face this after delivering their judgments.
Where the person is acquitted or not convicted of murder, the supporters of the victim are mad and they hate you for all you are worth. They think you are responsible. Many of them understand. There is the jurors who caused it. Now, where the accused, when that happens that way, the supporters of the accused person will be happy. Where the person is convicted, right, and the supporters of the victim will be happy, and the supporters of the accused person will be mad. So either way, I always tell my colleagues, every simple case you decide, you make enemies. That's the nature of the job.
Zelia's incident also happened in Tamale, and she was tried at the Tamale High Court. As part of my visit to Tamale, I located where she lived together with her parents and siblings. Everything around them confirms that they are poor. Her father, who is a security man, Suleimana Yakubu, says money for transport to Nsawam prisons to visit her daughter is a reason no family member has visited Zelia since she was transferred to the condemned block in October 2017.
I've been sleeping about the issue.
Why?
There was
the most chant being man.
Because where he is, he doesn't know where he lives, and then
so because of that, you've been thinking about her always.
So another people, there's a hello, so Sahasha come. And he can't sleep, he can't eat.
So, what happened the day that she was sent to court and she was being sentenced, convicted? Or was he there?
The father?
Yes.
No, Ben doesn't watch chance. The man of my captain and be sentenced on man. Not have any money.
That can man.
That he wasn't there.
Why?
No was a Karakani.
Travel Miri.
That they didn't inform him. They give day and then that day it wasn't possible. Then they change different day. But that day he's not aware of that day.
So how did he get to know that the daughter has been sentenced to death?
That they sent food to give to her, and they went there and she's not around.
And what happened?
So Kairano will in that chanko can I will Kairano.
Kabo to boy bambi ni man ma kabe never so much chang Nsawam.
The worker they said they sent her to Nsawam.
Unlike Halek's family, Zelias don't even know that they can appeal against the court ruling. Even if they knew, they don't have money to pay legal services. Zelia admits she has offended the state, but her most important wish is for the family of the victim to forgive her.
Because go woman and come on wouldn't be a camp pastor. It's a damn room, so my bonum for my bonnet. Nama said that means that Babasa.
The family of the deceased may forgive her, but that is not enough for the state to have mercy and set Zelia free. Most of the people sentenced to death have really regretted their action. But what can bring them a bit of respite is an amnesty by the president.